Hello. Well, I want to go over this newsletter for the month of end of January, February. So February of 2020. So let me go over some top client questions and also some big news. The big thing, I moved. I have a new location now, so that's pretty exciting. Moving is exhausting. Let me tell you. If you've never moved, it's exhausting. So I did that, and there'll be some footage and whatnot, basically, of showing the space. But essentially, we moved to a new office location out of Workspace, which is off Fishinger. And maybe I'll put a map there or something. But basically, we moved, and it's a new spot. It's pretty nice. It has conference rooms, multiple conference areas. I have the Wi-Fi set up now for guest Wi-Fi and all that. Has a nice kitchen area, has good surrounding areas and comfortable spaces for meetings and all that good stuff. It's also located right off Fishinger and Kenny Road. So you can find that just off 5 Points. It's actually in Upper Arlington and the Columbus area. It's centrally located here. So that is where I moved to. My old building was sold, so I was asked, shall we say, to leave. New owners are taking it in a different direction, basically, which was not too happy about, but it happens. And now I'm at this space, which is even better, so I'm all happy about that. So basically, this new move is pretty cool. I'm excited again to be in a new spot. And let's go into some of the top client questions here. So I want to switch this a little bit, and let me go into this. So the first question is basically, what is the advantage of your new SEO service? So great question. And this question, basically, the new service, I changed my services starting in January, and the new SEO service has Advice Local is the big thing. Advice Local is basically local citations, so you get all of your maps updated, all of that information. If you're a local business, it is essential, and that's really what I focus on too. So you get 70 plus backlinks, you get a report, which is really handy, to see what's going on with your business listings and everything. And it just features a lot better advice, like Siri voice search, and optimizes across the web. It gives you can also get a free listing report on my website that's listed. So it's more robust. It's a better solution. That's why I'm offering it. And I do recommend that if you're doing the SEO service, you stick with it for a year, because once that API connection is set, it's really important for you to stay on. And that is something that really needs to stay connected. So once it's set, it doesn't really turn off. So that's something that should just be kept, and it really helps your SEO in the long run because you have all those backlinks to your site. It's really good. I personally use it, and it really helps. So definitely consider that. Let's go on to the next one. If you're not already an SEO customer, will I have to update all these listings myself, or is the new service going to do that for me? All right, so basically the new service, Advice Local, updates all the listings. It updates Yelp, it updates Facebook, Google, Bing, Apple Maps, Siri, Alexa, everything online, voice searches. It does the big four aggregators, which is huge. Those aggregators spit out content to all across the web. Hundreds of different sites. So basically you're being listed all over the place, and it's really helpful for SEO. That's why I'm doing it, is because it actually helps customers a lot with their SEO. So that's why I offered it. I wanted a more robust SEO solution than what I had before. So that's why I did it. Is there anything that helps a website show up in Google Maps SERP? That's search engine results page, so just the Google page, listing section. Yes. So obviously there's a lot of stuff you can do. I have a little example here on the page that just shows like what that is. So the maps listing, how do I show up here? It's basically what's being asked. The biggest thing is to get your Google Maps listing up to date. Make sure that Google Maps is located, where you are. All that information is correct. If you don't have a location, there's some advice that I recommend in a later question, I believe. So the biggest thing I would say is really to start local citations and the SEO package. Like I said before, it really helps. So check that out. And then there's actually a link in the email that you can check out that has information on ranking higher for that. Reviews are essential too. Get reviews. That's one of the most important things. Get current reviews, get new reviews. So speaking of which, I am working to get more reviews through UpCity. This is a connecting partner I'm working with, and basically I want to have some reviews on this UpCity page. And if you do a review for me, they'll also donate to the current charity, which is usually like Humane Society or Alzheimer's Association. It might be Alzheimer's Association this month. So that's definitely great. You leave a review, they put that in. That's awesome. So I do recommend doing that and supporting that. Supports me. It supports great charities there. So let's go on here. How can I show up on top of Google Maps? So this is kind of elaborate more on that question. So I'm going to read this. Oftentimes you may not have a physical address. This is when it's getting into it, but if you don't, I recommend getting a co-working space or some inexpensive space, so you have some type of address, because that really does help you. It really does help you a lot when you have some sort of physical space, some sort of physical address for Google. And you can get co-working spaces inexpensively for like $250. I know the Salt Mines does like a co-working space. You could technically just like go there and have a business address. That's like amazing and worth that investment, partially for SEO. If you don't have a location. If you do have a location, then make sure all that stuff is optimized on your Google My Business, Google Maps side, which I can do. I can help you with all of that, and the local citations helps take care of all of that. So reviews are extremely important. Get good reviews from existing and past clients. Anytime they say, "Hey, that was great," say, "Please, I need a review." It would really help our business. That is essential. And then it just says get local citations already. If you haven't, by now you should have it. So that's definitely something to do. Question number 5, why would my ad not be seen on Google? So this is a question I get. This is kind of interesting. This question is something I get from people where they're trying to figure out, I typed in my business or search results and I'm not seeing my ad. Why is this happening? And the kind of thing with that is there's some reasons why. It could be budget. It could be maybe you're not the ideal customer, for one. And so Google isn't showing it to you. There are ways to, if you just want to blanket every single search, you can do that. Max out your budget, do impressions, pay for impressions, pay for just eyeballs on it. That's not always the best strategy. A lot of times what you want to do instead is to focus on, maybe conversions, right? Like people clicking and actually doing an action on your website. That's what the majority of my clients pay for is, when they go to a website, they want customers that will call them, that will, engage with them somehow, will be on their website for, a couple minutes, be looking at their products, will buy products, right? So that's usually more important than just being seen or just like having a search and showing up. Trust me, you are being shown. It's just maybe you're not in the right area. There's so many factors of why you might not see an ad, and it won't show up every time because of competition and budget and all that stuff. Google is also hesitant if you have a low budget. Say your cost per click is like $5 or something, and your budget is like $8 a day. Google will barely show that, because you'll only get a max of 1 click, right? So that won't be shown that often. So I normally recommend at least double the budget of a keyword, but more would be better, so you can be seen more. And then if words are too expensive, you can remove words and all that stuff. So that covers the questions. Now the next thing is this SEO news for this month. So let me some of this stuff. Google has a new search. They've updated the look of search. So like it, love it, hate it. It's up to you. I kind of like the old one a little better in some ways, but it seems more easy to view to me, and I think it seems like there were more options, but even though there's just more kind of detail. The difference is they have icons now. They changed the way how ads look, so now ads show with a thing that says ad basically, and so it's a little bit different than before. Like this article shows, so when you see an ad, there's an ad here and it's black, the little ad icon, whereas before it was like green with a circle. So looks slightly different, That's what they did. And then with that, there were some algorithm changes as well. There's an interesting article you can check out about SEO algorithm update insurance, which is suggesting that if there's a big algorithm update, why not pay for insurance? Because that can drop your rankings, right? Normally I try and make it so, we do white hat SEO, so you don't experience a big drop when there's, algorithm changes. That's more if you're kind of doing maybe some shady stuff, but algorithm stuff can happen. And so it's a constant work to keep it up. It's an interesting article, though. You can check it out. 10 reasons why WordPress is the best CMS for SEO. So, if you have WordPress, I recommend it. I use it personally. I really like it. And, it's a good CMS. I mean, if it's a good website platform. If you're not using WordPress, consider it because it's good. And for SEO, it's awesome. People use Squarespace and other stuff, which is not as good. It's okay. It's better than Wix, but it's not as good as WordPress. Let's see what else we got. So then some differences between SEO and Google Ads. It's a great one of my articles that I've done before. Want to know the best times to post on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram? Sure, sounds good. Google Ads, see the average conversion rates for display, search and display. So this is basically saying what the conversion rate is, if it's like 1% or less, whatever, and then you can see what your conversion is at ads.google.com. And a lot of it, basically I'm updating conversion tracking now for businesses, so that's something that is a great thing to look into. And then there's some funny memes as always. Check those out, laugh, hopefully you'll like them. There's a podcast I did with Neil Howe. If you haven't, check that out. It's about the future of SEO in 2020. So it talks about what's going on for this year and beyond. Voice search is a big key on that. There's a fun did you know here. Just, little random thing. And then this is a new podcast I've been working on with Jason Barger. And he's a motivational speaker, very talented guy. And he has a great podcast. Do check that out. It's on available on Apple and Google Podcasts, so do check that out. It can help your business for sure. And of course my ebook, go ahead and check that out. So yeah, thank you for watching. hopefully you got some nuggets of information there. And, if you have any questions, send me an email or connect with me on Twitter. And have a great one. All right. Happy February. Make it a great month. Bye.